So let us begin with understanding what is earthing system. In an electrical installation, an earthing system connects specific parts of that installation with the earth's conductive surface for safety and functional purposes. The point of reference is the earth's conductive surface. The choice of earthing system can affect the safety and electromagnetic compatibility of the installation. Regulations for earthing systems vary considerably among countries, though many follow the recommendations of International Electrotechnical Commission. Regulations may identify special cases for earthing in mines, in patient care areas, or in hazardous areas of industrial plants. Okay, now that we have understood what is earthing system, let us understand why is it so important. Take a look. Earthing of an electrical installation is a very vital and sensitive item of work. The ultimate objective of earthing is to ensure safety from shock and fire hazards arising out of leakage. Therefore, the purpose of earthing is to protect the electrical systems and equipment against a rise in voltage beyond that for which the installation is not designed. Such increased voltage might occur as the result of lightning, contact of high voltage line, or breakage between windings of supply transformer. Earthing also limits the earth potential difference and thus prevents men and animals from getting electrocuted. It also enables fast location and isolation of earth faults and helps to eliminate electrical fire hazards. Let us move on to the next topic. We have learned about earthing system, its significance and purpose. Now it is important to learn the terminology associated with earthing. Click on each switch to learn about the terms. Earth. The proper connection between electrical installation system's wire conductor to the buried plate or pipe in the earth is known as earth. Earthhead. When an electrical device, appliance, or wiring system is connected to the earth through earth electrode, it is known as earthhead device or simply earthhead. Solidly earthhead. When an electrical device, appliance, or electrical installation is connected directly to the earth electrode through thick conductor without a fuse, circuit breaker, or resistance or impedance, is called solidly earthhead. Earth electrode. When a conductor or conductive plate is buried in the earth for electrical earthing system, it is known to be earth electrode. Earth electrodes are in different shapes like conductive plate, conductive rod, metal water pipe, or any other conductor with low resistance. Earthing lead. The conductive wire or conductive strip connected between earth electrode and electrical installation system and devices is called earthing lead. Earth continuity conductor ECC. The conductor wire which is connected among different electrical devices and appliances like distribution board, different plugs and appliances, etc. In other words, the wire between earthing lead and electrical device wire. Appliance is called earth continuity conductor. It may be in the shape of metal pipe, fully or partial, or cable metallic sheath, or flexible wire. Sub-main earthing conductor, a wire connected between switchboard and distribution board, that is, the conductor is related to sub-main circuits. Earth resistance. This is the total resistance between earth electrode and earth in ohms. Earth resistance is the algebraic sum of the resistances of earth continuity conductor earthing lead, earth electrode, and earth or soil. Touch potential. It is defined as potential difference between the fingers of a raised hand 2 meters from the ground touching a substation structure and the feet of the person. For instance, if the distance from ground is 2 meters, then the touch potential should be small, within 100 volts, so that the person does not get a shock even if the ground structure is carrying a fault current. Step voltage. Step voltage can be defined as the potential difference between 2 points on the Earth's surface, separated by a distance of one pace that will be assumed to be 1 meter in the direction of maximum potential difference. The potential should not be more than 100 volts. Alright, we have covered the basics and next we need to know what needs to be earthed. And here I need some help. So I have here with me Mayank, who is an electrical engineer and needless to say, he is well versed and is an expert in electrical concepts. Hello Mayank, welcome.
Hi Surbhi, how are you? And how is the course going?
I'm doing well and the course is also going good. But I need your help and expert advice on some of the concepts.
Sure, I'm ready to help.
Great. So Mayank, just to give you an overview, we have discussed about what is an earthing system and also the terminologies associated with earthing. Now tell us, how do we know what needs to be earthed in an electrical appliance or installation? How do we determine that?
Great question and a very important one. Let me explain. To answer your question, what is to be earthed? There are quite a few points to consider. Firstly, the neutrals of all power systems should be earthed, such as the neutral of one side of transformer of 3-phase bank. As you can see in this image here, there are 3 phases and the neutral point is grounded. The neutral of 3-phase 4-wire system. This image shows 3 phases denoted by IA, IB and IC and neutral N. As you can see, the neutral is grounded denoted by the green line. Next, the middle conductor of 2-phase 3-wire system.
Okay, let me guess here. In this image, these are 2 phases connected with 3 wires. And here the neutral is grounded. Am I correct, Mayank?
Absolutely, Surbhi. You got it right. However, this is not all. There are other considerations also.
Is it? Please go ahead.
Okay, next point is that the middle conductor of a DC wire system should be earthed at the source of supply only. As you can see here, this is the middle conductor and the neutral is connected.
Yes, got it.
Further, one side of each 2-wire secondary winding of a transformer also needs to be earthed. Let us see how. As you can see in the diagram here, this is a single-phase supply with the neutral point grounded.
Understood. But is this all?
No, there is more. The earth terminals of each lightning arrestor should be earthed. As you can see here, one terminal is connected to the live line and the other terminal is connected to earth. Further, as you can see here in these diagrams, one side of the secondary of each current and potential transformer should be earthed. Apart from these, the frame of every generator, stationary motor and as far as practicable, the portable motor and the metallic parts of transformer and any other apparatus used for regulating and controlling energy and all medium and high voltage energy consuming apparatus should be connected by 2 separate and distinct connections with earth.
Wow, there is so much to it. Unbelievable.
Wait, we are not done yet.
Is it? Please go ahead.
Sure, they are all metal casings or metallic coverings containing or protecting any electric supply line or apparatus, the armored of underground cable, the conduits of surface wiring, the metallic poles and tower of overhead lines, the guarding wires of overhead lines, and finally, the screen of coaxial cable.
All right, but Mayank, I can see that the cable has so many parts or layers. Aren't all of those connected?
You are right, but when we say screen of coaxial cable, it refers to the braided part that can be additionally connected to the ground. And yes, that was all.
That was quite a lot of important information. Thanks, Mayank, and be with us as we move on to next topic, Earth Continuity Conductor.
Sure, it will be a pleasure to help.